Hello and welcome to my fall 2022 home tour. As you know, this is a rental property, so some things are not ideal. You make do and you get on with it. So in most cases we've painted and fixed things up, but as I said, it's not our home, so we're doing the best we can with the materials provided. Having said that, I hope you enjoy it, and I shall just step in and chat to you about things as they come along. So this is that little DIY that I'd started a couple of weeks ago in one of my videos. It was 3 little pumpkins, and the middle one I had drilled and put lights inside, and then I just stuck them all together and painted them all in this burnt orange colour. I'm quite pleased with that turned out, and it looks quite pretty at night. And of course this is the wreath that I'd made. Initially we were going to paint the front door green, but hated the colour once it was done, so I went back to my favourite, which is the blue. I'm not sure if you remember, a couple of weeks ago I had started a little bit of a kitchen makeover. I've taken these cabinets from the main part of the kitchen that we'd put in when we first moved into the house for storage, because the kitchen is so tiny, has very little storage. And this was filled with my transferware, so I took the transferware, put it in the living room, in the dining room, and then I've just filled this up with this stuff that I took out of the dining room cabinets. But these books will be going back into the library once we have that sorted, and then I will have a lot more extra room for my kitchen stuff. Because the kitchen's so small, I need all the storage I can get. So at the end of each season, I give everything a really good clean and sort of move in my new decor, whether it's fall, summer, Christmas. So this is the little dining area in the kitchen. Changed out a few things on the shelves and move a few things around. We still have the flooring for the mudroom. We've just been so busy we haven't got to that, so we're hoping to get to that before the winter sets in. And again, in the window, just put a few more of my cookbooks out and a few Thanksgiving and fall items. So these were the original cabinets from the house. The owner wanted them reinstalled when they reworked the kitchen, and this is then where those tall white cabinets that I'd put in initially when we moved in. We have very little counter space in this kitchen, and very little cupboard space, so when I added these two half cabinets with the granite counter, I'd picked this up. I thrifted it for $75 the pair. I then tiled the backsplash in the same tile that's around the sink, added in this shelf, and just added a few little decorative bits with a fall theme that I had. A couple of them have DIY'd, a couple of things they've been bought back from last year. And there's my lovely art deco William Morris clock, and a lot of my DIY pumpkins, but this has definitely opened up the kitchen. The cabinets they were covering one of the lights, so it was quite dark in there. There's no window on this side, so it's a little bit lighter, and it's definitely given me more counter space, so I'm pleased with how it turned out. It's still not my beautiful kitchen that I left behind at my last house, but it's better than it was. Now, I know this house is a rental, so obviously anything that I do in it is going to be very cost effective, because it's not permanent. So, and I'm looking around, and almost everything I own is purchased through thrifting, or at estate sales or garage sales, or DIY'd. Both the cabinets in the kitchen were things that I picked up very cheaply or been given, repainted. These two little cabinets, for example, the thrifted cabinets with the granite countertop, I mean $75. It was an amazing purchase. So you can do it on a budget if you really want to. Some people might think it's a little bit over the top, but I do enjoy decorating all the rooms in my house seasonally. You don't have to spend a lot, you don't have to do a lot, you can just change your towels out. They can be autumn inspired colours, picture frames, pictures. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it can have a big impact. So when it came to my beautiful blue bedroom, I was very lucky. I had some brown accessories, and of course brown and blue are an absolutely beautiful colour combination. I added a couple of things, just autumnal things, to the side tables. Not too much, because I hate having too much things on my side table. I would bash them in the night. My husband's very similar, so just something pretty just to tie up the into the rest of the house. These pillows I made, the two big ones. They're Waverley prints. It was just a big piece of fabric that I picked up at one point. This big center pillow, it was a silk pillow that I already had, and I just turned it over and just put a little bow on it just to tie it into that autumn feel. But my pillows are very William Morris inspired, the Waverley print, and they're very, very autumnal. I also changed out my curtains. These are my velvet curtains that were in the library at the last house. I made a little valance just to run around the window, and it's more so just to cover up the hardware. It's not ideal because there's a big distance between the ceiling and the top of the window, but it looks better than it was. And then again, the picture that I already had was very autumnal, and I've just added in a couple of little homemade pumpkins, the velvet ones that I'd made. And right at the bottom of the bed I threw down this beautiful knitted brown blanket that again just adds that lovely autumny cozy feel to the bedroom. I absolutely love how these pillows turned out, and these are just material that I've picked up. I've had it in my stash for a long time, so if you see something that you like, pick it up, you'll use it somewhere. So the living room, I've actually decided on a colour for it, and I've picked it up and I've started one more, but you can't see it yet, so that'll be in the next video. But we did also have a big TV that we'd bought previously. I've taken that down for now because it wasn't attached to the wall, and I really wanted to do a nice mantelpiece, and what I had in mind I couldn't do with the TV there, so it's coming back. It's going to be mounted on the wall properly, but in the meantime I get to do what I wanted on the mantelpiece. So this is the lights are just little glass pumpkin lights. The pheasants I'd had on the dining table, and obviously the candles I've pulled from around the room, and then the eucalyptus is just wound with some of the little ornaments that I've picked up from around the house, all to add in with that sort of fall hunting almost theme. There's the lamp that came from the mudroom. I love this lamp, and there's that little side table that's going to be going in the library eventually, but I thought it's nice, fits nicely up beside the TV. This little arrangement is one of my favourites. Again, these were the few things that I picked up from Michael's a few weeks ago, and there's the pillows also. And again, just a matter of the pumpkins that I've made over the last few weeks, just dotting them here and there, and they've just, I think when they're made of velvet as well, they're all always look more luxurious. Of course, to everyone's chagrin, I've added a whole bunch of pillows to the couch. So right in the centre of the table I've put that lovely little urn with the pumpkin that I DIY'd a couple of weeks ago. There's the cabinet with all of the transferware in. I'm really happy with that now. I'm going to be using the transferware over Christmas and the fall season anyway. I keep the dishes that I use every day in the kitchen, but these are all the extras, the platters and the little bits and bobs that you use with your, when you have more people round for dinner. This little easel is something I picked up for $1 a few weeks ago, and I think it's just lovely. Again, I just move things around and rework things for the fall season. This is all my Spodeware, and of course the desk, that was that little scales that I've had in the kitchen for the longest time, and it just looks so pretty with the two little pumpkins in there. The table, I'm still waiting to get my big table out of storage, so the room will change again when the rooms get reworked once we move back upstairs, but we'll go into that at another time. There is a couple of pieces of furniture that will be leaving this room. It's a little crowded at the moment, but it's not going to be like that once I rework things. I think my decor proves one thing: you don't have to spend a fortune on decor. I've probably spent more this year than I have in probably 5 or 10 years and I bought a couple of pillows and a bit of greenery, and that's mostly because I had got rid of a lot of stuff when we moved, but I normally make my own pillows and I thrift the greenery, and I think you can see in my home 99% of it is thrifted. You see something new in other people's things. When you go out thrifting, you might see something and it reminds you of something completely different that somebody else would. You don't have to buy themed items. You can make things, you can adapt things to your needs. Halloween, Christmas, fall, it doesn't matter. You create your decor from found things, and you know it's going to be one of a kind. It's going to be different from everybody else's, and it's going to be something that you've created, and there's a lot to be said for that. And as I look around my home, it's not everybody's taste, absolutely, and don't get me wrong, if you want to go out and spend $200-300 on new decor every year, that's great, but it's not something that I do. And I certainly would encourage everyone who, especially if you're watching my channel, thrift and look at alternatives, because it can look just as beautiful as shop bought or brand new.